Hello, wooden car, toy, and hot rod fans. So this is the shop I bought this from. I have to give them props because they went out of their way to ship this to my country. I can't buy these in my country, so this is Singapore, by the way. Okay, so this is called Southern Belle. It's clearly a hot rod, and it's a wooden toy car, and it's made from real beechwood, and an homage to race car drivers, and offer a spare tire, giant race number on the radiator. Okay. Some distribution stuff, and then it is safety certified, so hopefully your kid won't get poisoning, or you won't get poisoning if you chew on it. This brand was originally developed from Kickstarter, so I'm not sure if this, I've seen a Kickstarter for this, 2017. Maybe this is actually a Kickstarter product, but I just bought it, so it's been sitting on the shelf, or actually it's probably just used and sold as new. I don't know. Anyways, the wood box, which is nice. This is the newer packaging, I think, where it has this rubber band on the. You gotta flex these tabs out here. Okay. Problem is, cardboard paper. It's abrasive. You see here, all that green on the cardboard. That's supposed to be on the car. So they really need to go to coated paper, or just put the car in a plastic bag to help reduce the shipping vibration, making this paper into sandpaper. See, all that paint is supposed to be on the car, but it's made its way onto the packaging. Okay, well, on the bottom here it does say drive-free Outlaw CandyLab. You're gonna have to expect some dents and dings in wood products. That's acceptable. And here, maybe this touch-up paint or an extra drop of paint was there. It's filleted all right. It's got this fastener to hold this steel axle thing in place. This is the first one I have with this. This piece, that is. I think this is die cast because it looks like there's a seam here. Unless it's welded? I don't know. You know, maybe it is. I think it's rolled steel. That might just be a part of the rolling process or clamping it. Yeah, just looking back here, I think there's an air gap there. So I think they just took a piece of steel and rolled it. Okay, well, whatever, works. So we have this number 5 tampo printed, or maybe it's a decal, because it looks like there's that clear border around it. And this little filigree work, but sadly, it looks like it's been touched up with black paint. So it looks like a tampo printed this black, maybe a decal here, and then touched it up with black paint. So I don't know again if this is used or new, because this brand doesn't have like a branded tape seal on the box that you have to cut in order to get to the product. It would be a really cheap solution just to have a tape seal so you know if the thing's been cut open or not, right? Okay, moving here, we have some tampo printing, which is nicely done. This is done pretty well, I guess. No problems there. You can see a little bit of wood grain and some imperfections again. You got some red taillights there looking good. And you have a spare tire. You can spin it, but it's so much friction. If you spin it a lot, you're going to scratch up that green paint. So this one is my first. It has staggered tires. So on the rear, we have Candy Grip 20-15s. So I think the wheel is 20 millimeters across. And I think the tread is 15 wide. This one, we don't see any branding, specs on it. It's just a white wall tire, but it's clearly smaller than what's going on here in both dimensions. And they're both grooves, so that's kind of neat, actually. What can the way say? You see the gap here? And you see the gap there? This axle's all jacked up. So again, I don't know if this was used. If this was used, maybe someone dropped it and then put it back in the box, because the box didn't look like it was damaged, right? So that's a big problem, right? It's having used products sold as new. Or if it was brand new, then this is a problem at the manufacturing plant that should be addressed, right? But if you don't know if something's new or used, you can't fix your brand's problems. So really cheap solutions they're skimping out on. It's really kind of stupid, really. Okay, I'm getting harsher because I paid money for this thing, and frankly I'm starting to get annoyed. Look at this now. There's a giant scratch And look at this weird line. It's like an extra pool of paint or something. And then a giant scratch through it. I mean, that's huge. That's like as big as my fingertip, right? I don't even understand how that would pass. Well, there is no quality control, I'm guessing, at this factory. Because this should have been caught, and then they should have sent it back to be painted again green before they went and assembled the thing, before they put on all the tampo printing. Because the first thing you would do to make this thing is take a piece of wood, shape it, then paint it green. And that step could have easily been caught, and then they just had to repaint the thing. But no, they just decided that's acceptable and then went ahead and built the rest of the thing. So no quality standards. I mean, it's made in China, but there are plenty of Chinese factories making perfect products. But this isn't one of them. Oh, look at this. Yep. Look at there's a lot of dust under that tire. So I highly doubt this is new. It's hard to see. I can see it right. Oh, now you can see. Look at this. This is green. Right? How did all that dust get under there? So, if this was new in box, it wouldn't be so dirty. If the box is from 2017, this is an 8-year-old toy that must have been dropped. I can't explain that. I think that's literally a factory problem. So, that's kind of not cool. So, I hate to say it, maybe you don't want to go to that website. They just sold me a used toy, right? A used damaged toy with a jacked up axle. So, that's not cool. And half of the blame is really this brand just not tape sealing their boxes together. Yeah, anyways. It's weird. Both of the wheels are actually canted inwards, it looks like. It's not just one side's worse than the other. But even this one, it looks like it's actually canted inwards. I wonder if I don't know, maybe that's a design choice. I don't know why this is flexing in and out. I wonder if this is a screw or a nail. Never figured that out. Look at that. It can come out. It's just like a nail. Alright, well this is a first. But this is trapped. Oh yeah, duh. It's got that. But this, oh okay, I thought that was trapped for a moment. I don't understand how this passes safety standards. That wasn't very difficult to pull out. A kid could easily pull this out and choke on this. Worse, this could get lodged in their throat and pierce their throat, right? I thought these were wood screws or something. But no, that's just a friction fit. That is amazing that could pass a safety standard. If this rod was deeper, then it would have more traction. But yeah, it could have been a lot deeper and still have plenty of wood to grip it. So what is going on here? This could be a plastic tube. That's what maybe is making the thing flex. So hold on here. I'm gonna take it off the wheel. Yeah, well, if it is plastic, it's pretty rigid. I don't think it's a rubber tube. I think the axle would flex more than that. Maybe this hole was tighter before, and that's why this pin is so long. And so what they do is when they push it in, this thing expands the hole, and is what causes the traction. But again, if this is used, maybe someone went and pulled this out earlier, and that's why it was easier for me to pull this out. Okay, well, another minor quibble is, this is nicely printed, that's great. But this side is also really cool. It's got molded on letters. But you can't really flip the tires because the centering groove is not in the middle. So you're basically forced to have, all the weight, the tire, the way that they want it. Here, I'll give you an idea. So we have a white wall here, right? See the groove, how it's not centered? So if I didn't like that white wall, I can't really make it look great because the wheel now sticks out of the tire. If they just made the grooves in the middle, you know, you could give people an option of what side of the tire they want to run. Okay, well, so yeah, it's a real shame. I still like it. Don't get me wrong, it's still pretty cool. But when I'm buying stuff at brand new pricing, and I'm positive this is used with defects, right? I think I should have gotten a discount. It should have been sold for half the price. So there, I don't really have any CandyLabs remotely like this, but here's another unique cutting. This is, I'm pretty sure, based off of a Dodge Charger Daytona, but they call it a Daybird 4.0. But it's got an inserted metal wing here. But they give you a sticker pack, and stickers just don't work well. You see, they're all peeling off. So yeah, it's peeling. So it's not good. But here, oddly, it's a decal, right? That's a decal. This is possibly a tampo print here, but I kind of wish they did the tampo printing for the whole thing, but it costs money, you know? Or give stickers for kids and give a separate decal sheet for adults. That would be nice. Then all this stuff could look nice. Alright, well, so, you know, these, I wouldn't call these cheap toys. $30 to $60, right? So now these guys are competing with another rolling toy company, which I love. It's called Play Forever. So Play Forever, they're perfect. They're injection molded. A lot of injection molded products are not perfect, by the way, but these guys know what they're doing. They know how to get a nice tight fit, and there's no air gaps between the panels. I mean, look how straight this gap is. It's intentional that this very long gap is the way it is. If they didn't want to have a gap, they won't have it, right? It's really impressive what these guys do. Unfortunately, they're so smooth, it's really easy to see the fingerprints all over this thing. But also, these are clear coated. So, and not just a normal clear coat. It's like a polished clear coat. So you can see my LED above us. There's a little bit of orange peel, but in general, I would say the clear coat on these toys by this brand are better than the clear coats on real cars, like even like a BMW. So unless you're getting like a hand polished car, so we're talking like a Rolls Royce now, there's a better chance that you're gonna have a smoother clear coat on a Play Forever toy than your real car. That's what I'm thinking. But you know, correct me if I'm wrong. Go look at your car and ask yourself if you can see orange peel. So that's a great thing about this, because this clear coat is very often covering up the graphics. I cannot feel these stripes, I cannot feel those six, because they're underneath the clear coat, So it's not some weird goofy stickers that'll peel off, or a decal that can scratch off because it's not under a clear coat. So these are designed to be very durable toys, and they roll just as well. They still have rubbery tires, but big thick axles. They're just a different league, really. So if you're in the market for a rolling toy, I would suggest you start with Play Forever, because they're simply superior in every way. Not just a little bit, but a factor of 10. I don't complain much on these. The only time I complain about this brand is when I think I get a used product. So this brand also doesn't tape seal their boxes. But both of these companies you can buy from their websites directly. So I have to assume if you buy from the direct website, you're going to get a new product. But because I live on the other side of the world, most likely from where you are, I don't have such a easy distribution access. So I have to buy from resellers that may be a little bit unscrupulous, selling used toys at new pricing. All right. So, you know, if you spend full price on something, I would hope that you'd be annoyed too. And that's what I am. I'm basically annoyed because I bought a used product that's damaged, and has poor quality control, but I paid full price for it, right? I don't think that's cool. Well, anyways, I've committed to this brand. I probably have 15 more of these in the mail somewhere, so you're going to see more of these videos. I can only hope they're going to be more positive. Some of the CandyLab toys I do have actually are close to perfect. Maybe 3 of them. Yeah, I guess 3 are perfect. Maybe 10 of them are in good condition. But sadly, I would have to say maybe half of them, or the majority of them, have some sort of problems. And that partially is because they're made of wood, and then a large part is they're using bad packaging practices. And then the third would be there's no way to tell if you're buying new or used, so you're getting defective used products. So I sound like a repeating record, but again, I wouldn't call these cheap. If you go buy 10 of these, that's a pretty decent chunk of change, right? And I would, if I was in your shoes, I would like to have those things be nice. Thank you for watching. We'll see you the next time a CandyLab comes in. Bye.